So 2 weeks ago I did a video on Batman's new robot voice, and in that video I mentioned how Tony Stark doesn't change his voice when he becomes Iron Man, just adds a slight little electronic tweak to it. Now some of you pointed out in the comments that Tony Stark doesn't have to do this. Everybody already knows he's Iron Man. That's public knowledge. Which is true, I should have mentioned that. But it did get me thinking, almost nobody in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has a secret identity. Either people already know about it, or people are just open with their dual lives. It's the same thing in the comics too. Most Marvel characters have public identities. Everybody either knows the Hulk is Bruce Banner, or Captain America is Steve Rogers, or Sam Wilson now. And this is starting to become a trend at DC as well. Everybody knows Clark Kent is Superman, everybody knows that Dick Grayson is Nightwing, and I'm not sure, but I think everybody knows the Earth Green Lantern identities as well. But are secret identities an outdated concept? Should superheroes just abandon them and go public? It's been said that superheroes are wish fulfillment. Writers and artists create these characters for their readers to have somebody to aspire to be like, to look up to. And the concept of a secret identity is probably the most important part of this wish fulfillment. The idea that any ordinary man or woman can be somebody extraordinary. Nobody can fly like Superman, but most of us work 9 to 5s like Clark Kent. And it's nice to see somebody who looks and acts like us because it makes us think deep down, maybe we are special too. But having a secret identity can be a hassle. Heroes go to great lengths to hide who they are, even from their friends and family. This is also that their enemies don't find out and potentially make things worse for them or their loved ones. And because the idea of hiding a secret identity can sometimes become cliche, many writers just say, F it, and just out the hero. Sometimes the outing can be against the hero's will, like Daredevil, or sometimes it can be because the hero wants to, like Iron Man. But this can't work for every hero. It can work for somebody like Captain America, whose day job is being a superhero. I mean, that's pretty much all he does. During the 90s and all the way up to Infinite Crisis, Wonder Woman didn't have a secret identity either. She never went by her old alias Diana Prince. She was always Diana, Princess and Ambassador of Themyscira to the United States. Everybody pretty much just called her Wonder Woman because of the way she looked. I don't even think she goes by Diana Prince even now, post New 52. I think she's just Diana, the Wonder Woman. But like I said before, this doesn't always work. Somebody like Daredevil gets his identity leaked all the time. It's become a joke. And when it became worldwide knowledge during Bendis' run, it pretty much ruined his life. He couldn't practice law and do his job. He couldn't go 5 feet without somebody threatening to kill him or his friends. And even when things were starting to look up during Mark Waid's era, things just went right back down the crapper towards the end. Hell, that was one of the main lessons of Marvel's Civil War. Sometimes revealing your identity to the public ain't a good idea. Let's go back to Iron Man for a minute, whose identity is public knowledge. He's a rich billionaire industrialist who also happens to be a superhero, which is pretty much the same thing as Batman, so why doesn't Batman have a public identity? Though that would just defeat the purpose of Batman. He's all about building a mystique, building a legend, about building fear in the minds of criminals. If everybody knew it was Bruce Wayne, the illusion would be shattered. People don't think Batman is human, and that's what makes criminals afraid of him. If criminals knew that he was some flippant playboy who gets into car accidents a lot, they wouldn't be so afraid. I've heard it argued that public identities are more realistic, but I don't buy that. If everybody knew who a superhero was, there'd be lawyers, cops, government officials, even the public calling for their head 24/7, either to get sued, arrested, or fined or whatever. It would not be good for them. I mean, look at the current run of Superman comics where everybody knows he's Clark Kent. People either want to lionize him or throw him in jail. That is, unless of course you're Lex Luthor, who just can't wrap his head around the idea that a god-like alien figure can be a mild-mannered reporter in his off time. Do I think superheroes should give up their secret identities and go public? Generally no, but like everything, it depends on the character. Characters like Wonder Woman or Aquaman who come from royalty and just start out as superheroes before they get a private persona, they can get away with having public identities. It works for somebody like Captain America, who's a war hero and a historical figure, so that information is public knowledge anyway. And it works for somebody like Iron Man because Tony Stark just doesn't give a damn. It fits his persona. But characters like Spider-Man or the Flash, characters who had well-established private lives before becoming a superhero, really need secret identities in order to maintain their private lives and relationships. They can tell certain people they trust, like their wives or girlfriends, that's fine, but they shouldn't go and announce it to the public at a press conference like Iron Man did. Right, Spidey? That's just my opinion. Let me know yours down below or anywhere on the internet. Do you think superheroes should keep their identity secret, or do you think they should go public? And as always, like if you like, subscribe if you really like, share this video with a friend. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Merry Christmas. Now, the era between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back is a well-traveled area in the expanded universe. There have been plenty of stories detailing what had happened in that time frame. Like this book about zombie stormtroopers. Really?
You got problems with it, don't you?
I got problems, but
Okay.
here's the thing.
Yes.
Opening scroll,
Mm-hmm.
got a little teary-eyed.
That when the first line of the scroll is like what hit me.